Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the Ethiopian Bible is not the original Bible for Jesus Christ. The Ethiopian Bible is not the original Bible for Jesus Christ. And the reason why I'm saying this because Freemasonry is behind the Ethiopian Bible. Okay. The King James Bible is the original version. And what we have is people trying to deny this. So I'm going to show you this here. Okay. This guy, I think his name, I can't really make that out, but he said not true. Right. And I say very true. So I told him that the prophets of God, okay, you can see prophets of God and the holy angels wrote the Holy Bible, wrote the King James, which is written in the book of Revelation, right? Book of Revelation telling you that the angels of the seven churches in Asia, which is located in Turkey, Church of Sardis, Church of Laodicea, Church of Smyrna, Thyatira, Ephesus, Philadelphia, Pergamos, and so on, right? Those churches, right? The angels wrote unto God. And he didn't want to, of course, he didn't want to hear that, right? He kept using the Freemason rhetoric that was written by King James. And get this, guys. It's funny how everybody listens to books that tells them who written it, right? So if somebody get a book that's written, or say a poem, say Maya Angelou, right? Get a poem and say, oh, Maya Angelou wrote it. They're not going to go and say somebody else wrote it, right? They're not going to go and say that. They know it's Maya Angelou. But if you notice, when it comes to the King James Bible, they don't want to listen to who actually wrote the Bible. They want to listen to other liars that's against the King James Bible telling them who wrote it. So that's kind of dumb, right? You're thinking that, oh, I'm going to listen to Freemasons or other people that's against the King James to tell me who wrote it, instead of listening to the Bible itself, who mention what is written, right? So I showed him them verses, showed him that the seven churches in Asia, which is Revelation 1, it tells you these churches are actually sites. I have got photos of them on my channel. Okay. Actual church sites in Turkey, located in Asia. It's like the Turkey location. Okay. So those sites is, I think those churches like in ruins because they had war over those churches, chosen people of God were going to war with these Satanists, these Canaanite people, these people that didn't want to be for God, right? So, there have been wars of these with these churches here. Okay. So I showed him that, Now watch what he tells me. Okay, I kept saying unto the angel in the church seminar write these things. So the angels were writing unto the angel church of Pergamos write these things. The angels were writing along with the prophets of God, right? So I just kept showing that, right? Let him see that. You know what he tells me? So instead of listening to what I'm saying, he kept saying that it was done by King James. So of course, he's going to lie and listen to liars about who wrote the Bible, in which I just showed him that the scriptures is saying who wrote it. Okay. Of course, they ain't listening to that. King James is a version of the book, but it's not who wrote the book. Okay. So let's clarify something. So when I showed him that, what he tells me? That I'm going with the translation from the King James, but I'm not debunking. You just rewriting what was said in the translation. That's what it's common sense, really, right? Would you not go along? I mean, I'm gonna say it like this. Would you go along with someone that wrote the poem and say that is the author. Okay, say Maya Angelou wrote the poem, and then you go behind that and say somebody else wrote it. Okay, she wrote this specific poem that she took her time to write, and somebody else go behind her and say she didn't write it, I did. Okay, now this is what he's doing. He's saying I'm taking the actual translation from the book, which is supposed to be now, because that's what the Bible is telling you who wrote it, and telling me I'm not debunking anything, even though I'm showing the actual translation. How crazy is this guy, right? Like, dun dun dun. Do you not know, dum dum, that if you go with the actual translation, it's telling you who's writing it? It's just like for any other book, tell you who the author is, right? But why is it so hard for you people, right, to catch on when the Bible's telling you who wrote it? Oh, I know. Too busy trying to reject it, right? Too busy trying to deny Jesus Christ. You too busy trying to go against the King James, trying to dismiss it and everything else. Why, when you go with some of these other books, you want to actually heed to who wrote it, right? Right. But when it comes to the actual Bible, why are you taking it literally? Why are you taking it the way it's written? Because it says so. It tells you don't add unto his word or subtract from it and take it literally. No, y'all don't want to do it with this book. You want to do it for the others, though. You notice that about these wicked people? They don't want to go along with the King James Bible. They don't want to hear the actual King James on what it writes. Okay, I done mentioned the verses of what it says and where it says it at. They say, "What you taking it literally? You going along with its translation? Duh, that's what you're supposed to do, dum dum." Okay, now it's obvious fact you don't want to hear the truth of the King James Bible. I can see that because too many of you are trying to reject Jesus Christ as King. That's obvious, but I'm not going to let you sit on here and lie and say who wrote this book and say that somebody else written it when it was the prophets of God that had the Holy Spirit to come upon them to send their scripts, their version from what God told them to the 7 churches in Asia, along with the angels of light putting it together. I'm going to tell it, okay? Now, I'm going to show you about the Ethiopian Bible, right? I'm going to spill where they're getting this mess from the Ethiopian Bible, okay? Let's go here. Pay attention to this guy. Haile Selassie. He comes from the descendant of King Solomon. Now get this. King Solomon was once King David's son. Okay, was King David's son. What happened was King Solomon mingled with the strange women of the Canaanite land and mingled with these witchcraft women that made him turn away from Jesus Christ. I'm going to debunk everything and I'm going to spill the tea on where these lineage of Satanism is coming from. I'm going to do it, especially with the Ethiopian Bible rhetoric. I'm going to do it. Okay? Yeah, I'm going to debunk everything y'all coming up with. I'm not going to just sit here and let y'all just lie like that. I'm going to show it in your face. Now, as you can see, he's doing the Masonic hand gesture, Masonic hand sign, right? Now, let's read. Rastafari Selassie I is direct descendant of Solomon. Dynasty house, the master builder, and the original Masonic teachings. Pay attention to that. That's going to come important. Let's go again here. Okay. All other Masonic lodges, though merely versions of, must bow to the original Ethiopian Nubian Masonic head Rastafari. Okay. The examples of the secret societies among the Africans also is numerous. Most were the keepers of the ancient oral traditions, language, mystics, magic, and history of the culture of the people, there to preserve it and passing it to their generation via various secret initiate rituals. Ethiopia likewise maintained this tradition unto this day. Haile Selassie, carries many Masonic orders, titles, and symbols. During the final 4 years of his life, Garvey even more empathetically toward Masonic based on secret knowledge. Other features shared with fraternal orders include solemn oaths, binding pledges, special degrees of chivalry, such as the Cross of African Redemption, Knight of the Sublime Order of the Nile, and the Knight of the Order of Ethiopia. Leonard James Percival Howell was also a Mason, high mystic, and world traveler was present in Addis Ababa in 1930 and attended the coronation, returned to Jamaica, and preached the divinity of Haile Selassie. Joseph Nathaniel Herbert was a member of the Ancient Order of Ethiopia Masonic Lodge. Pay attention to that, right? Now, what I gather, I told the guy about the Ethiopian Bible. He said the Ethiopian Bible is the original Bible. I told him the Ethiopian Bible is coming from a Freemasonry idea. Okay? It's not the original Bible for Christianity. Okay? What they did was they revised this Bible. They made changes to this Bible. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. Okay? So y'all can see that King James has always been the original. I'm debunking all of this, right? So pay attention to Haile Selassie being from the Solomonic kingdom. That's King Solomon, by the way, right? I'm going to go back to it so you can see. Okay? The Solomonic, this descendant of the Solomonic, right? Dynasty house, right? Now, pay attention to that, because I'm going to break this down for all of you who refuse to believe in the truth. Here, another thing, Freemasonry in Ethiopia. As we still looking for starting a new regular lodge in Addis Ababa, once again I call to those brethren out there working or living in the city to get in touch with us. I'm sure there are the required number of brethren out there looking for more friends. When I tell you that these books are written by Freemasons and y'all need to stop listening to them, I'm telling you the darn truth. Okay? I am not no dumb duck. I know how to read and comprehend, and I know where to get this stuff from so I can break this down to you. So let's get this straight. Now, let's go here. Pay attention to this guy. Abba Garmia. Let's go to him. I'm going to copy his name. Okay. Copy his name. See, he's the one who wrote the Ethiopian Bible. So if you put him in the search, you can already see that, right? So y'all can't say, oh, that's not the one. That's the one, right? So let's click on it. Right? So he's the one. Let's go down. Garmia Gospels, right? So he's the one that did this. Right? So he the one did these books. This guy right here. Right? I think that's him right there in the search. Right? So right here, right? So here we go. Let's go up. Let's go up. Now, I'm going to go to Wikipedia for this guy. Now, you can see, they say he was the one that did these illuminated Christian manuscript stuff, right? Don't heed to that. Now, listen to this, watch what it says. The artwork in the manuscripts of the Garmia Gospel also demonstrate the affinity to Christian artwork in late antique Coptic Egypt, Nubia, Yemen. Now, this guy is from Egypt. Now, if I not recall, Egypt was against Christianity. Okay, that's why Moses had to go to Egypt to deliver the people from the land of Egypt, because they were doing rituals over there, worshiping other idol gods and sacrificing people and eating them, doing cannibalism unto their god Lucifer. So let's go down here. I'm gonna go down some more. Okay. Right here. It says, the definite radiocarbon test. So I'm going to show you that was the guy, Abba Gamma, also arrived in Ethiopia in 494. Monastic traditions, right? Describes the gospel books, right? Right. So they said Definite radiocarbon tests have indeed supported the dating of Abragamma to the earlier two books of the 6th century, but otherwise recent tends to contradict many aspects of the traditional account, proposing instead that the text base for the grammar of Gospels is Greek and not Syriac, that the iconography and the paleography look too Egyptian and not Syrian resources. Bingo. Too Egyptian, right? Now, watch this. I'm going to go up. I'm still with what he's saying. This is the guy that written the Ethiopian Bible, Ethiopian manuscripts, right? Let's go to here. Abragamma Monastery, right, is an Ethiopian Orthodox church. Let's go here. Pay attention when I'm going here, okay? I'm going to show you how this is all linked, right? Ethiopian Orthodox Tyroidal Church. Now, let's go down. They have Ethiopian Orthodox Tyroidal Church claims 60 members worldwide. One of the few Christian churches in Africa, originated before European colonization. Okay, let's go down. This is where connect with Haile Selassie at. Let's go down, shall we? I'm going to go down here. I think it would be the history. Let me see the history. Yeah. This is where Haile Selassie come in at. All right. And Union Coptic Orthodox Church of Alexandria continued after the Arab conquest of Egypt. This is not Christian, you guys. But they're going to claim it is, right? So watch this. I'm continuing to go down. So let me go down. Because people love to lie on here. And I'm going to just expose where all this stuff come from. I'm not going to let you just lie on here on the Bible of the King James. I'm not going to let you do that. No. Y'all got me all, Y'all not going to just sit there and lie. Right here. Emperor Haile Selassie. Now, let's read, right? In modern times, the Ethiopian church has experienced a series of developments. The 19th century witnessed the publication of an Amharic translation of the Bible, largely the work of Abu Ruma. Let me see. Another translation, right, is the name recorded by the translator for the first complete Bible in Amharic, right? Okay, let's go back. Over 10 years in Cairo, that's Egypt, this version with some changes, held sway unto Emperor Haile Selassie ordered a new translation, which appeared in 1960. And Haile Selassie also played a prominent role in further reforms of the church, which included encouraging the distribution of Abu Ruma's translation throughout Ethiopia. So, now, the Orthodox Ethiopian church goes back to Abba, the guy that written the Ethiopian Bible. Now, what did I say Haile Selassie was? Let's go back. Let's go back to what I showed you. What did I say he was? A darn Mason. Now, when I tell you guys, you getting your information from Masonic teachers, I'm telling you this literally. You are getting it from them because you're not going to agree with the King James Bible. You're going to simply listen to their lying rhetoric, right? Of course. So I'm telling you where the Ethiopian Bible is coming from. I'm breaking it down. Get this. King Solomon went against Jesus Christ. His lineage. He's a descendant. Haile Selassie is the descendant of King Solomon lineage. Okay? Which King Solomon mingled with the strange Canaanite women of the witchcraft women of that land to turn away from Jesus Christ. So I'm going to read that. Okay? Let's go back. Here we go. 1 Kings 11:19. I'm going to read this very well. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites. of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. So he turned away from God. He turned away seeking these strange witchcraft women. This is where these satanic bloodlines are coming from. I'm going to get to that in a minute. So that's why the Ethiopian Bible is not the original Bible. Yeah, it had manuscripts back in the day with that guy, that Abel guy, but they are doing Freemason teachings with that Bible. And I'm being literally about it. They are not heathen to Jesus Christ. They might say they are, but they're not. Okay, because they have revised that Bible, which I showed you that they say they did, right? Let's continue. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of Ammonites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father. Then did Solomon build an high place for Shemesh, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Melish, and the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise, he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrificed unto their gods. And the Lord was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice. Yeah, I'm going to preach. I'm going to let everybody know that these wicked people have turned their backs on God, and they are trying to get others to do the same, to go against Jesus Christ. Yeah. Now, as I showed you that the Ethiopian Bible is coming from the Freemasonry teaching and their rhetoric, and that Haile Selassie is from Solomon dynasty, King Solomon, in which he clave to these witchcraft Canaanite women that made these different satanic bloodlines. I'm going to show you that too. Yeah, I am not a dumb duck. I know exactly where y'all all come from. Okay? I read this Bible like hand and foot, baby, and you can't blind me like that. Let's go. Let's go to the PDF, shall we? I've been wanting to do this for the longest, because there's so much lying game rhetoric. It's just ridiculous. Look at this. Look at this. This is the CIA PDF Bloodlines of the Illuminati, the CIA.gov. I want to show you this because this is where the Freemasonry and the Satanism is coming from. What Satan have done, he has taken King David's seed, which is King Solomon, because King Solomon didn't want to listen to Jesus Christ anymore. He wanted to clave to the witchcraft women of the Canaanite land. Therefore, used his seed to do evil. This is why God was so angry. He took the inheritance from King Solomon and gave it to Jeroboam, his servant. Yeah, I'm going to preach. I'm going to let you know who the true Bible is and who the true God is. I'm not going to let y'all sit on here lying, talking about King James. No, you ain't going to be lying like that. Oh, because you don't want to take the Bible literally. Yeah, you just want to lie on it. That's why you don't want to take the Bible literally. You dum-dums. You out here want to take all these other books literally, but when it comes to the Bible, you want to reject it and all that other stuff y'all do. Reject it and lie against it. I'm not going to let you sit here and do that. I'm going to tell you where y'all wicked stuff coming from, and I'm going to do it in your face. I have no reason to hide from that because I'm going to show it to you. Let's go in it. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Bloodlines of the Illuminati. Right here, right? Now let's increase this, shall we? Now, let's show you. Now, I just got through showing you that King Solomon did not want to listen to Jesus Christ like David did. Now, before David died, it's in the word, before David died, he told King Solomon, son, make sure you put God first. Put Jesus Christ first before he died. King Solomon didn't do that. See, he just turned his heart away from God by mingling with them strange Canaanite women who had full-blown witchcraft. Yeah, said it. I'm going to show you where these things are coming from, because these people don't want to show you the truth, but I will. Let's go. Now, let's go down now. Let's increase. Yeah, let's get a good eye on this, right? Right here. Okay, you see the occultism, right? All the occult. Now, in mockery. This is where they did the mockery of blasphemy yet. Satan used King David's seed to turn his seed evil. Okay. King Solomon didn't want to listen to Jesus Christ and mingle with those strange Canaanite women. And sorry to say that these people of the satanic bloodline come from that lineage. Okay, let's look. In mockery and imitation of God's 12 tribes, Satan bless, yeah, right. 12 bloodlines. One of these bloodlines was the Ishmael bloodline, for which special elite line developed alchemy, assassination techniques, and other occult practices. One bloodline was Egyptian Celtic Druid. What I told you about Egyptian, right? From which Druidism was developed. One bloodline was in the Urim and developed Oriental magic. One lineage was from the Canaan and the Canaanites. Hey, I'm putting it in your face. I know how to read and know where this stuff's coming from. I ain't no dumb duck. Yeah. I ain't gonna let y'all lie on the King James Bible, though. That's one thing for sure. Let's go here. It had the name Asherah, then Asherah, then Asher, and Aster. The tribe of Dan was used as Judas Ascarot type seed. The royalty of the tribe Dan had descended down through history as powerful satanic bloodline. The 13 or final bloodline was copied after the God's royal lineage of Jesus. This was the satanic house of David with their bloodline, which they believe is not only from the house of David, but also from the lineage of Jesus. Now, King Solomon do come from David. What I just read to you, right? King Solomon was David's son. King David's son. But King Solomon turned his back on Jesus Christ. So he went and turned his back on Jesus Christ, made God angry, and went whoring after other gods of demonism, after Satan. Okay? So this is where the Satanists of the bloodline of the Illuminatis are coming from. His lineage. And this is why they claim in the Ethiopian Bible is the original Bible, which is not. Okay? Which they showed in there, what I showed you back in the other information that I showed you, saying that they changed the Bible themselves many times. Right? I'm letting you see and getting you a good grips of what the reality is, where these people are coming from. The Bible have always told you where they come from, and it's not joking around. I told you this. King James don't joke around, baby. It tells you exactly what these people are. Now, let's go. Now, it says, not only from the house of David, also the lineage of Jesus, who they claim a wife and children. Yeah, Jesus had only the bride of Jesus, the church. So, of course, they're gonna lie on that about saying he had wife and children. Now the children is the chosen people of God. Now you're gonna say it like that, right? The 13 satanic bloodline was instilled with the direct seed of Satan, so they would not only carry Christ's blood, but also the bride of his brother Lucifer. Let me go back where I saw that at. Blood of his brother Lucifer. Okay, so what Lucifer have done? This is very blasphemous, by the way. As you can see what I have put together, I put together in your face what the Bible has said about them. And they also telling you them yourself on the CIA PDF. The CIA is telling you about these families being to Satanism, being working for Lucifer, and being occult members from the descendant lineage of King Solomon lineage from the Canaanite land. Yeah. They saying it themselves, which the Bible also says it. Yeah. That's why I said the King James Bible is the original. I will put it together and let you see it in your darn face. I have no reason to hide. See, y'all like to listen to these Freemasons that go against the Bible. I'm going to let you know you're going to go against the God in heaven, turn away from him to heed to their God, Satan. And every time I tell these people, you listen to the Freemason teachers. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. You're not looking it up? You don't want to look it up? Huh? You are listening to those Freemason teachings. Don't come and tell me no, you ain't. Because I'm going to show it to you in your face you are. This comes from the CIA themselves. So, as you can see, I'm going to put that in the description box below, people. Greedy elite, right? And they also worship Lucifer, Rockefellers and all them. The Bundys, the Collins. Right? 13 Illuminati families. Bohemian Grove. They did a mockery out of God's seed, by the way, by using King Solomon lineage to mingle with Canaanite women. So they can have these strange people of Lucifer to come out. Right? So you can see here. They also control the world banks, the churches, and everything else. They control all kinds of companies. The entire families, they all for Lucifer. They all for Satan. Okay? Skull and Bones, I know you heard about that. Now, as I can show you, Hitler, they talk about all, if you want to know what these bloodline families all about, I'm going to show it to you in my CIA PDF. I want y'all to read that closely. And I want you to tie that with the Bible said. Okay, what the King James Bible said. You will see that the King James Bible been telling you all along. The King James Bible been telling you all along. But no, you idiots. You will go and listen to these other books of lying Freemasons to keep you blinded. Yeah. I ain't no dumb duck. So I put it together. I let you see that the Ethiopian Bible is not the original Bible. Yeah, it was written a long time ago, but it's not the original Bible by God. It's by Masons and Egyptians. The guy that written it, Abel, let me show you where he was born, so you can see where he was born as well. Because see, y'all, I can show you the information online, but at the same time, though, they're going to try to deny it anyway. You know how people are when they're in denial. They put that full denial game mode going on. Now, this is on the net. I just copy and paste that. The monk Abel coming from the Skeet in Egypt and beyond from Consul found in Madeira around 500 AC, the monastery which bears his name today. Egypt. So he's Egyptian. He's not, he's a monk, and he's not a prophet. He's not a prophet of God. He's a monk coming from Egypt. Okay. So this is where it gets interesting. He's from Egypt. Egypt practiced all them other idol gods, which you saw in their PDF talking about it, right? In the CIA PDF. Satanic bloodline. King Solomon mingled with that. He had mingled with that. He shouldn't have mingled with that, but he had mingled with that when God told him not to. And that's where these satanic bloodlines are coming from. And that is why the King James Bible is the original. Yeah. I just want to put this together so y'all can see where I'm coming from to why this Bible is the original Bible. It talks against all the wickedness that these people are doing. And the reason why they're so against it, because they don't want nobody to see that. They don't want nobody to see that they're wicked. Well, sorry to say, I'm here. I didn't come back from heaven as a messenger for nothing. Okay? I'm letting you see how y'all out here preaching a darn lie and heresy against Jesus Christ and using different Bibles and manuscripts against it. And then want to call that the truth. You want to heed to your own fables and lies and have itchy ears towards sound doctrine, which is the truth of the King James. Yeah, I said it. So people, I want you to worship and glorify Jesus Christ and seek the King James Bible as it is written. Do not, I repeat, do not go seeking other books and other Bibles, because in the Bible itself, I'm going to put in the description box below, it tells you not to add unto his word or subtract from it, or you will be accursed. These people use many translations because they don't want to heed to the King James Bible as it is written. And the reason for that is to reject Jesus Christ so you can do wickedness to go to hell. I just wanted to put it out there because you got many people on here trying to refute the King James Bible, but I'm going to refute it even more so and telling you who's behind all this wicked mess. I'm going to tell you. Okay? They always trying to say Jesus is another name when Jesus is Jesus. Stop trying to make his name something else. The only way you cast out devils is through Jesus' name. Don't cast out devils using other names. You cast it out through Jesus Christ's name. The only demons flee from Jesus Christ's name, not no other name. So they might as well stop that line right there. Okay? So people, serve this word here. Jesus Christ is the only God that we should serve. King James Bible is the original and have always been. Don't listen to Freemasons that steer you away from it and steer you against it. And steer you and bring you to go against it. Okay? Because they are trying and doing that literally. People, serve this word here. Jesus Christ is God.